Hello friends. If I am honest with y'all, I have had not uncomfortable conversations with myself lately. I would say honest conversations with myself lately, kind of about my life in general. I feel like in the last few months I have gotten the most open and honest with myself about where I want to see myself another year, 2, 3, 4 years from now. I've come into terms with the fact that in order to get to these places, I have to make really uncomfortable changes, but in the long term, I know that the changes are gonna do good things for me. And a lot of those changes center around changing my lifestyle completely. That is what we're gonna focus on this week. It is currently Wednesday, March the 4th. I think it's like 8:45 right now. So I got up this morning. I had to take Apollo to the vet. It was time for him to get neutered. He is 18 weeks, and so they recommend neutering around 12 to 20 weeks. So I dropped him off at his neuter appointment, and he will basically be there all day. So the game plan for today in particular is to get housework done. Yesterday I went and I took my biology final. I am in the trenches of school, y'all, like literally in the trenches, but now that that final is over, I feel so much better. That is the first 8-week course I've ever taken, and the fact that it was a science class, what? I am usually so bad at math and science, but I really do think I rocked it out the park this semester with biology, so I was really proud of myself. But now we just kind of wait for grades to come in for the final, and then we'll get our final grades, and fingers crossed everything's looking good because I am trying to keep my GPA up. So aside from my biology course, which is now over for the semester, I also have a history course I'm taking. I took US History 1 last semester. I'm taking US History 2 this semester. I also am taking sociology this semester, and then now that this 8-week course for biology is over, my 8-week course for my English 2 class is next week. It starts next week. And then aside from cleaning the house, tonight is Love is Blind night, so that's gonna be really exciting. So I'm gonna get something good put in the crock pot for dinner, and then my best friend and I are gonna go for a run later on because I have been trying to get more into fitness lately. It has been so nice, and so we are gonna give running a go. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna start working on things around the house. I think I may go ahead and get that dinner in the crock pot because I'm making birria chicken quesadillas, and I kind of want to let it slow cook. Normally I would fast cook everything. Like, I know the crock pot is meant for technically like slow cooking, but I cook everything in my crock pot on high. I never use the low setting. I want to use the low setting today, so I think that is what we are gonna do first, is get that chicken in the crock pot so it can go for like 9 hours on low. I'm thinking that'll be like the perfect sweet spot. Okay, I got distracted and like randomly started cleaning dishes, but I'm gonna get the chicken in the crock pot for our little birria quesadillas. I'm gonna show y'all, I'm doing kind of like a lazy birria, so this is no disrespect to like the actual recipe of birria, and definitely no disrespect to the Mexican community because this is a traditional Mexican recipe, but y'all already know I was taking the cheap way out, or like the half-ass way out, because I'm making it in a crock pot. But trust me, I have made it the authentic way, and y'all went off with that recipe because birria is so good. But I always do the ancho chilies. I buy these like big bags of chilies off of Amazon, just so I always have them ready to go. I use these for birria. I use them for pozole. Pozole is so freaking good. There's so many things you can use these for, so I like to buy the big old bag off of Amazon. But then I also use these. I'm not even gonna butcher that name like that. And then I use a couple of these as well. And traditionally you would add in like cloves and all of those things, which I might actually have cloves, so we'll have to see. But I'm gonna kind of just throw what I do have into the crock pot and hope for the best. Normally when I make birria, I use Roma tomatoes, but for whatever reason, my grocery store literally only had on the vine tomatoes. It was so weird. Usually when I go to Kroger, they are like fully stocked, and something in my head told me to go to Publix, but it was like an extra 2 minutes down the road, so I was just being lazy, went to Kroger. But it's okay. Hopefully there's not a difference, although I will say Roma tomatoes and vine-on tomatoes, they do have a slightly different taste, and I also find that vine-on tomatoes tend to have a lot more moisture in them than Roma tomatoes. So hopefully, I don't know, hopefully I still get a pretty rich sauce, and it's not like watered down. But I'm gonna roast these 3 tomatoes along with a whole onion, and then I'm also going to dry roast my chilies and take the seeds out, and then we'll get everything thrown into the crock pot. Been about an hour. I got some light cleaning done around the house and I got a little snack. I decided I was going to take it a little easy today and do some of the cleaning later on before bed. I have an apple. This is a honeybee apple and I got them from Kroger. They have like hints of honey and caramel in them. They are so good. And then this has been my new like hyperfixation snack. They're just little pretzel puffs with peanut butter in them. These little pretzel puffs in combination with the apple are so freaking good together. It's currently at 10 o'clock. I want to head out and go to Barnes today at about 1. There are 2 new releases that I really want to pick up, so I'm gonna sit here until then and I am going to try to get through a good chunk of my book. I have been reading Pictures of You by Emma Gray. This book has been on my TBR for so long. I finally picked it up. I'm so happy I did because I feel like this is one of those books where like it's not a thriller, okay? It's not a thriller, but it is a page turner. And normally for me, the only books that have me wanting to keep turning and keep learning more are either thrillers or fantasies. And if you know me, you know I don't read fantasy often. I maybe read like 2 or 3 fantasy books a year. Like, it's not a genre that I go for, but when I do have a good time. I am such a thriller girly. Like, I love a good thriller, and typically those are the only books where it's like I just cannot put this down. This book, I'm like, I cannot put this down. I have to know what happens next without giving away too much of the plot, because I feel like the synopsis on the back gives away way too much of the plot, and it just shows kind of the direction in which the book is leading in. And I'm like, dang, I really wish I wouldn't have read the synopsis because I really want to be like completely surprised by the way that this ends. So to give you an overview of the book without completely ruining it for you, without completely ruining it for you, like I ruined it for myself, or I guess not ruined because I am loving it. But basically this book is just about a woman who wakes up in a hospital. She's been in a car crash and she has lost her memory. She is 29 years old, but she can only remember back as far as when she was 16 years old. And so there are so many different things about her life that she is trying to analyze and she is trying to work through. Right off the back, you find out a huge twist that happened. The first chapter of the book is literally centered around this thing that happened, and this book is so good. I am only on page 77 and in the first 77 pages I've been blown away. So my goal is to sit here. Like I said, it's 10 o'clock. I'm not leaving the house until lunch, so that gives me about 3 hours. I want to see if I can finish the book in those 3 hours. So I'm going to turn on like some calming music in the background, eat my snack and read, and we will see where I get to.
They're okay. 29. Drew. We decided to call a truce.
It is so warm outside today. Like literally 75 degrees. I had to come home because I need to go and get a polo. But I had on like a sweatshirt and flared leggings. It is too hot outside for that, and I'm not complaining at all. I was actually so ready for the spring, summer weather. But before I ran back home to change so I can go get a polo, I went to Barnes & Noble. I'm gonna get like 3 or 4 books, but I just did not have time to really look at books and figure out what I wanted, because realistically I probably need like an hour to just go in there and browse and be able to read the bags of books. So I just went in and I got the 2 books that I knew that I wanted, and I'm gonna go back this weekend and pick up some more. And I was lucky because one of the books was buy one get one 50% off, so it was 50% off, and I had a $5 reward. So for both of these books I paid $24, which is like unheard of right now. Like, books are so freaking expensive these days. First, I got Haley Pham's new release, Just Friends. I am a little bit nervous about this one because I have seen mixed reviews. I saw a lot of people that got the ARCs saying that either they really loved it or they really hated it. I'm going in kind of just remembering this is her debut. What is happening? This is her debut novel, okay? So I already know that it's probably not going to be like a literary masterpiece, but like, I don't expect someone who's writing their first ever book for it to be that, you know what I mean? I'm just hoping for all of like the summer vibes, because that's what the cover gives. So hopefully it gets me in the mood for spring. And then I am so excited about this one. This is And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. So I read First Time Caller the same time last year, and this book is in the same universe as First Time Caller. It's not a series, it's more of like interconnected standalones. So if you haven't read First Time Caller yet, but you really want to go ahead and read this one first, you don't have to read First Time Caller. Yeah, I have been waiting like a year for this to be released, so I am super excited. So now I am gonna go and pick up Apollo, bring him home, and then Sonia and I are gonna go out for a run, which this weather is literally the perfect weather for a run. So I feel like this was our sign that we definitely need to get started on our running journey today. It is currently at 10 a.m. on Thursday, and today is my get the house in order and ready for the weekend day. So I really won't be doing much aside from cleaning the house. I think this is the messiest it has ever been, and honestly it is not contributing to my mental health. Like, I'm just gonna say it, I cannot do a messy house. I cannot do a messy house. So I'm gonna lock in. I've already been at it for about 2 hours. I've been cleaning the kitchen. It took me literally, y'all, let me show you, hold on. This freaking pantry, y'all, took me an hour to do, like an hour. So I'm about to take a break really quickly before I finish cleaning the kitchen, and I'm gonna eat lunch. I never showed y'all last night, but this is what the birria chicken quesadillas look like. Literally so good. I am so excited. I'm gonna work on getting this recipe put on my Substack this weekend, because that is another thing that I wanted to do this week as a part of this whole like rebrand journey. I want to start putting my recipes on Substack, so I'm going to get all of that together. I am so freaking excited, but I am going to sit and eat this, and then I'm gonna get back to cleaning. My hopes are, with it being 10 o'clock right now, I want to be done cleaning the entire house, like deep cleaning the whole house by 4 o'clock when Wade gets home from work. So we shall see if I'm able to do that. I was in the midst of taking a break from cleaning, and I found myself in like the last 5 pages of my book. So I am going to finish, give y'all my reaction to the last chapter, give y'all my review and my feelings about this book, because I feel like this is one of those books where like I don't need to like sit with it for a few days before I give a rating. I think I'm pretty much gonna know the rating right away. We are gonna finish this book. I'm telling y'all, it's been such a ride, so I really don't know what direction we're gonna end off on. Oh my god. What? Oh my god. The last 2 pages especially, I am literally unwell. 6-star reading. I do not give 6 stars out like willy-nilly, so I'm really surprised because this was a 6-star read, and then the last book I read, which was My Husband's Wife. Oh my gosh, that was a 6-star read. And I like never give thrillers 6 stars because I just feel like it's really hard to give a thriller 6 stars. There's not really like 6-star elements even when it comes to like the best thriller. But My Husband's Wife, literally I cannot describe it as anything else other than a 6-star read. This story just literally touched on parts of like my own childhood really that I haven't really thought about in a long time, and so it just like it tugged at emotions that I forgot were there, and I found myself relating to so many of the characters in this book. I will be thinking about these characters forever, especially because of how this book ended. It is like so open-ended to where like honestly, like even though you kind of understand what's gonna happen next, you can honestly make up your own mind about what happens next and how it happens. So yeah, I can't believe it took me a year to read this. It's been on my TBR for literally a year. That was freaking amazing. It is literally 2 days later. Last time I spoke to y'all was on Thursday. It is Saturday. Yesterday we literally just went to Costco and Publix and we got the kitchen restocked because we were running low on absolutely everything in our house. Like it was insane. I hate grocery days like that because you go in with a budget. Luckily we did not go over budget, but somewhere in my mind I thought that we would be under budget, and we were literally like $2 off from being right on budget. So I guess we technically were under budget, but like not at all how I wanted it to be because we had nothing. And then one of my best friends came over and she spent the night, so we honestly just hung out and watched movies all day, which was so nice. And somehow I still hit my activity goal for the day because I have been like really intentional about tracking my activity and my stress levels on my Aura ring. I'm just trying to make sure every day I am hitting my activity goals, and then the biggest one is my stress. I'm trying to make sure that I keep my stress levels down because notoriously y'all, I have such bad stress levels, it is ridiculous. And I know that is one of the reasons most likely why we are struggling to conceive, because my body is just always in fight or flight mode. So yeah, for today's plans, we are gonna go out to lunch with my mom, and then we are gonna go browse around the mall. We're going to Maggiano's. It's attached to a mall, and my biggest goal today is to find a new water bottle. I have a Hydro Jug water bottle, one of the ones that has the like handle at the top, and I just feel like it is so big and bulky sometimes, so I kind of want to size down to an Awala and see how I like that. And there's one in particular I saw my friend Danielle have, and it was so cute. So it looks like this, and I'm aware because they are limited edition. Hello, are you can y'all even see it? Okay, it looks like this, and I'm aware because they are limited edition and they're specific to Urban Outfitters, there is a chance that they won't have it, which will absolutely break my heart. But if they don't, it's fine. We'll just get something else. It's not a big deal. I have approximately 20 minutes to do my hair and makeup, so this is not gonna be my best work by any means, but that is okay because we're just going out with my mom and she is not gonna mind what I look like. I am gonna do my eyebrows first. I have forever been like a 2016 makeup girly, and I'm okay with that. When it comes to my eyebrows, I will forever be a 2016 makeup girly. I may love like the clean girl aesthetic, like 2024 makeup look now, but for the eyebrows it's always going to be 2016 because I don't think anything can be beat. So I still use the Anastasia Beverly Hills dip pomade, and this is in the shade Jet. Love it. I don't care, it's so good. Y'all, I honestly feel like this week I've been in a really great headspace, and I will 110% accredit that to the fact that I am being more active, drinking my water, making sure that I'm eating good, and I'm not like restricting myself whatsoever. It's just like making small changes in the way that I eat the things that I already love. Okay, for my primer, I have been using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer literally for like 4 years now. It is so good, and they have this big giant one. I've had this thing for like 4 months, not even a dent in it yet, and I do my makeup probably 2 to 3 times a week, so I would say there is a decent bit of product in it for sure. And then on days where I don't want to do like full on foundation, I do this e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. This has been my go-to. This is shade 6. This has been my go-to also for like 3-4 years now. It's just really good. It's like the perfect color match for my skin, and the glow that it gives is amazing while also still giving pretty good coverage for something that's not like a full-on foundation. But I have not given y'all a life update in a little bit, so I'm just gonna give y'all some small life updates because we do have some things that are coming up. And by things I mean like 1 or 2 things. It's like nothing major, but in the same sense it's like super major because our lease for this apartment, so we have been living here since the year that we got married, so 2023. So we are coming up on 3 years in October of living in this apartment. Now listen, we have absolutely loved it. We have a beautiful home. I always take so much pride in the fact that that is one of the first things that people say when they come into our home for the first time. They're just always complimenting how beautiful it is, and I love like the home that I have been able to create here. But we have been living in apartments since 2021. So we got our first apartment together, which was like a 600 square foot 1 bedroom 1 bath apartment, and we absolutely loved her. Okay, we loved our first apartment. It has so many like special memories in it for us, and it'll always have such a special place in our hearts. But we were also aware that even with just the 2 of us, we needed more space than just the 1 bedroom, because 1, we love entertaining. Like I love having family and friends over. I love being able to tell people, hey, come over for the weekend and stay the night here. Like I love hosting so much, and there just wasn't enough room because like I said, it was a 600 square foot apartment. So anytime we had more than like 3 guests over, like it felt so claustrophobic in there. So now we're here, and this apartment is 3 bedrooms 2 baths, and I think it is 2,100 square feet. So we literally almost quadrupled the amount of space that we had in our old apartment, and it is just crazy how much space we have here. Not to mention we have like a wraparound patio. Like it's beautiful. It's a beautiful community. We have absolutely loved it. You couldn't ask for more. We have a pool, we have a gym. You literally couldn't ask for more. The leasing office, they always do like little events down there. It's just been so amazing. The only issue is we are definitely ready for our first house. Now, if you have done any looking on the housing market in the last year or 2, you know, this is just not the economy in which you buy a house in. Like one thing about us, we are such like, we don't know in what direction we want to go with life yet type of people, that the idea of buying a house without having our ducks in a row in terms of like what our 5-year plan actually is going to be in terms of where we want to live, like that idea scares us. Because what if we buy a house in this area, or will we buy a house here in Georgia and we decide in a year we actually want to move out of state? Because that's actually a conversation that we have had plenty of times. There are a few different places that we would love to live other than Georgia. Obviously though, right now Wade does have a job here that he absolutely loves, and he started there about a year ago. He loves it. There's room for advancement there. He is in a really great position. He's making really good money, and so as of right now, it is looking like Georgia probably will be our home, because this is definitely a company that Wade could see himself growing in. And above all else, I value stability. Like I love having those things that it's like we know for sure that, okay, this is going to be somewhere where you could see yourself building 10-15 years of your career, getting your experience, working your way up the ladder there. Like I value that above all else, because I am someone, or like honestly both of us, we are people who are like very family minded. So we think about, you know, what's going to be, you know, the best for our kids, even though we don't have kids yet. You know, we still think about those things. And I really think that the career that Wade has will be amazing for our future children. So we have had talks where it's like we are sure that Georgia is probably where we are gonna set roots, at least for the next 10-15 years. But with me also being in college for education, a lot of our decisions rides on that as well. So even if we do stay here in Georgia, it's like, okay, well, what part of Georgia will we live in? Obviously we want to make sure that we stay in at least like a 45-minute distance of Wade's job, because that's kind of the distance that it is right now, like where we live now. He drives 45 minutes to work every day, 45 minutes home, sometimes an hour, because you know the drive home usually does tend to have more traffic involved. So we want to make sure we're kind of keeping that same commute, and if we can get less, that'd be even better. But as far as my teaching degree goes, once I am done with school, like figuring out where I want to teach is huge. And I think that we have made the decision that wherever I decide to teach is kind of where we want to lay our roots and buy like our first like family home, you know? Well, I don't finish school for like another 2 years. And so these are conversations to be had, you know, a year and a half from now, a year from now. But as of right now, the best decision that we could possibly make for ourselves and not like landlocking ourselves somewhere where A, it's like a little bit further from wage job, and B, I don't want to teach in that district. That would be the worst decision to make. We are on the hunt for our first rental house, and luckily for us, I don't know what is going on in our area. I don't know what is in the water, but they are building, like they are just building so many like strictly rental home communities. Like they're like beautiful houses, beautiful neighborhoods, but everything's for rent. Like nothing is for sale. They're all for rent properties. And so we have been really lucky in that aspect that like we have a good selection of houses to look at, and they just keep building. I think there is literally one that is being built right across the street from where we live right now. So like we could literally drive like 3 minutes down the road and like when we're moving and like move all of our stuff in. That would be so convenient. But all I can tell right now from the construction is that they're going to be townhomes, but I cannot tell anything else because they haven't put out the like property sign that's saying like what the property is going to be called, or like how big the townhomes are going to be, like how many rooms. So I have no other information other than they're going to be townhomes. I know that just based solely off of how they're laying out the slabs, and I can see the piping for like the water and stuff. So I know I've seen enough property sites in this area to know that that's what they're building. And I have been so tempted, like every time that we drive by, I tell Wade, I'm like, should I roll down the window and ask them what they're building? And he's like, no, like let them do their job, leave them alone. I'm like, but I want to know. I want to freaking know, because that is so exciting. It's literally right there. Like if we could have the opportunity to move just 3 minutes down the street, you know how freaking easy that would be. But yeah, he won't let me freaking roll the window down and ask. That is kind of the like the biggest update in our life right now. I am super excited. Our lease is actually up in June, and it's up the week after we get home from our yearly beach trip that we do with Wade's family. So what we're thinking is that we'll actually, whatever we decide, we will actually sign a lease somewhere for June 1st. So like a whole 3 weeks before our lease is actually up. That way we can like gradually start moving our stuff in to the new place before our beach vacation. And then when we get back from the beach, we just go to our new house, and it's like new beginnings. Like we came off vacation and now it's time for new beginnings. So I'm really excited. It's definitely going to sneak up on us faster than we expect. So it's definitely time for us to start taking like touring and putting in applications seriously. But I can't believe this got here so fast, because I remember when we signed the lease to stay here for another year, we actually signed an 18-month lease, so a year and a half. And at the time that felt like so long, and I was like, dang, like why did we do that? Because now we're kind of like, you know, like we kind of have no choice but to stay here, and it freaking flew by. So that is insane how fast time is going by. It's been amazing living here. It's just time for, you know, new beginnings. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick lip liner. This is the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner, and this is in the color Cold Brew. It is like the perfect brown shade. I'm chatting with the girls.
Chatting with girls.
Mm-hmm.
Chatting with girls.
Yeah, I'm chatting with the girls. Y'all hear Wade? He said he chatting with the girls. Okay, that is... I'm gonna use my Ole Henriksen. I can never say this, but I love this brand. Love. Like their lip products are so good. They feel so good on the lips. But this is the Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment in the shade Cocoa Cream. Absolutely one of my favorites. I am just now realizing, did I put that hole there? I can't tell if I put that hole up there or if it already came with a hole up there so that you could put it on your keychain. Oh my god. If that already came with that hole, that's crazy that they thought about that. Because I actually have a Summer Fridays lip gloss on my keychain right now, and I might switch it out today for this one because I want to carry it around with me. Cute! So cute. I love that. Okay, now time to fluff up my hair and I will be good to go for the day. Today I'm going to use my K18 Molecular Repair Hair Oil. I really love the Olaplex one, but I like to switch up between the Olaplex oil and the K18 one. But I do only try to use the K18 oil like once or twice a week because obviously it's a little bit more powerful than the Olaplex oil. Ooh, day 2 hair is not looking good. I feel like I don't love my hair until it's like day 3, day 4 hair, but I especially hate day 1 and day 2. Like honestly, sometimes it can be good, other times not so much. I feel like today is one of those times where I'm like, ugh.
Sorry. What you doing, dude? What you doing, dude? Oh, I know it.
Okay, actually, wait. I love it. I was kidding. It actually looks good, so that's good. Wait, the more I look at it, it looks so freaking good. I think I'm gonna change my outfit though. I don't know if I love my outfit. Let me go look at myself in the mirror for a few minutes and I'll let y'all know. Okay, I looked at myself in the mirror and Wade hyped me up, so I feel good. He did say that my toes need to be painted, which I know, but it's been 40 degrees here in Georgia and now randomly today it's supposed to be 80. Like, excuse me? I guess we just like completely skipped spring and we're going straight into summer because not only is it supposed to be 80, but it is freaking humid and muggy outside. So definitely not looking forward to that. Okay, and then for my scents today, I'm actually going to layer my Billie Eilish perfume and my Clean Reserve Caramel Swirl. Oh my god, this is like my newest favorite obsession. It is so good. The only issue is I feel like it is not as strong as I want it to be. Like, it doesn't last for as long, but I found that when I put on my Billie and then mix it with this, the smell lasts a lot longer. I think it's because obviously the Billie Eilish perfume, it has like such lasting power that when you mix it with this one, delicious. And then also, y'all, I've been really into hairspray, like literally hair fragrances. I just like every inch of my body to smell good, okay? I like to be like that person that walks by and people go, oh my god, she smells so good, or like they'll stop me and be like, what are you wearing? You smell amazing. Like, I obsess over that. So I also have a hair perfume. This is the Tresemme one and the scent notes are golden vanilla and sandalwood. Golden vanilla and sandalwood. It smells so good. So I will take some of that as well and just and to get like the most scent payout, you kind of just like fluff it into your hair. It's amazing. It smells incredible. Okay, we are ready to go. So I will see y'all at the restaurant. I will try to film as much as I can there because I do want to make a little TikTok / Instagram post out of it. So whatever y'all don't see on here, you'll definitely see over there. We literally just got home. It is 4 o'clock. We left around 11, so we were gone out a lot longer than we anticipated, but lunch was so freaking good. We went to Maggiano's for the first time ever, and they were having this special where each person at the table pays $44 and you get 2 salads, 2 appetizers, 4 entrees, and 3 desserts. So needless to say, it was just me, Wade, and my mom. That was so much food. So that is what we're gonna be having for dinner tonight because we had lots of leftovers. But after lunch, we went into Urban Outfitters because I really wanted this water bottle, this Awala. I think I was talking about it while I was doing my makeup, but there's this like limited edition Awala that's at Urban Outfitters. And look at how beautiful this water bottle is. This is my first ever Awala. So I am super duper excited. This print is so freaking neat, and I was so scared they weren't gonna have any more left, and they had like 50 of these left, so we're good. And then also we went by 7 Brew because every 7th of the month 7 Brew does a free gift, and this month it was a keychain. So I got my little 7 Energy. This month's flavor that I have been gravitating towards is the Pixie Stick, which is almond, orange, and pomegranate. And it's so yummy. So the keychain just says start each day with a grateful heart, and then on the back there's a message. It's like, start each day with a grateful heart, always be humble, be fearlessly authentic, never judge, forget the mistake, remember the lesson, always build each other up, cultivate kindness. That is so cute. I'm definitely putting this on my keychain. Obsessed. And I forgot to show y'all last night when Sonia, which is my bestie, I didn't even show y'all, but she stayed over and we just had like a relaxing night because we both needed it. I think that's why I didn't pick up my camera, because we both just needed like a relaxing night in. But she wanted to go and grab some snacks, and while she was looking at snacks, I was browsing the book section just to get some new reads. So I showed y'all earlier on in the vlog that I picked up Haley Pham's new book, Just Friends. So that is my current read. I think after this, before I start And Now Back to You, which is another romance book, I want to switch gears and I want to read a thriller, because I haven't read a thriller in like the last like 2 or 3 reads, and usually I read like back to back to back thrillers. I picked up Best Offer Wins because I've been hearing so much about this. The only thing I don't love is that it's a hardback, so that sucks, because one thing y'all need to know about me is I hate hardbacks. So I almost wish that I had bought this on my Kindle instead. It's not that big of a deal. And I also found this one, and it's called Once Upon a Time in Dollywood, and I thought that that was really, really cool. So I wanted to pick that up and give it a read, because when I'm thinking Dollywood, yeah, it's set in the mountains of Tennessee, and Wade and I absolutely love the mountains of Tennessee, specifically Gatlinburg, where Dollywood is. So I saw this and I was like, what the heck? Like, this is like literally something, like this is making me want to plan our next mountain trip, which I was literally just telling Wade about that like 2 days ago. I'm like, I'm already ready for a mountain trip when we literally just went for Valentine's Day. So I am super duper excited about this. I feel like it's gonna put me like in the best mood to like plan our next little weekend getaway to the mountains. I just couldn't believe there was a romance book centered around the mountains of freaking Tennessee. I thought that was so neat. So pick that up. Can't wait to start that. But like I said, I need a palate cleanser in between romances, because I've been reading a lot of romance, which is odd because I don't usually do that. I'm very much so like a thriller girly usually. But like I said, it is 4 o'clock. I'm about to finish chugging my energy drink, and then y'all, honestly, I know it's Saturday and like I should just be like relaxing and whatever, but I have schoolwork to do. So I'm gonna chug my energy drink and I'm gonna get some schoolwork done, because the more I get done today, the less I have to do tomorrow. I don't know how y'all's classes are structured, but with mine, everything is due on Sunday at midnight. So technically, yes, I do have all day tomorrow. I could work on my work because it's not due until midnight, but I like to kind of go ahead and get as much done by Saturday as I can, and then I'll just do like the little, you know, finishing pieces on Sunday. Luckily though, we had like a ton of major projects due last week, so the assignments for this week are minuscule. Like, there's not much to do. So I'm gonna go and get that done and then probably turn in for the night. I won't lie, I would love to be in bed tonight by like 8 o'clock with my eyes shut, because I didn't go to bed last night until midnight. So okay, it is several days later. It is 8:30 in the morning on Tuesday. So I did on Monday, I literally just worked on school all day. They felt like such long freaking days. I just wanted to get as much schoolwork done as I possibly could, so that's what I did, and I still have a ton left to get done this week. But last night I was looking at my nails, which look horrendous, and my eyebrows and my lashes, and especially my toenails. And I was like, you know what, tomorrow I'm gonna have a little self-care day. Take a break away from school and have a self-care day. But one thing y'all need to know about me, I am a baddie on a budget. If I know there is a skill that I can learn and I can do myself, I'm going to learn and do it myself. So we're doing everything DIY style, because that is just how I roll. That's how I like doing things. So first things first, we are gonna do our nails, because I feel like I cannot function without my nails. I do not feel like myself whatsoever. So that's gonna be the first thing we do, which is why we're here in my office, because I do my nails here at my desk. I have like all of my supplies over here on this cart. I'll just cut on a YouTube video, find a little inspiration picture on Pinterest, and sit here and vibe. So that's what I'm gonna do. Today's nails are gonna be pretty simple. So normally when I'm doing my nails, I do it all. I do the tips, I do the gel, I do the design. Like I do all of it on my own. But whenever I'm doing something more simple, like an ombre, I'm like, what is the point of taking that 2 to 3 hours to do that when they sell really good, like press-on nails that have the same effect? So I got these from BT Art Box. So they're like the perfect little like clean girl aesthetic ombre, and of course they are almond. So basically what I'm going to do is these are going to be my tips, and then I am still going to take a gel polish and kind of do it like I do with my regular tips. So put the actual nail tip just a little bit above my nail, and then I'll take my drill and I will blend the bottom of the nail in with my real nail, take some gel, and then blend those in together because it'll last longer that way. I got these new base gel polishes from Gayaway, I don't know, but I heard great things about these, so I wanted to give them a try. Now I need to figure out which color I think goes best with the like nude color on these. The only thing that sucks about gel polishes is like normally the color that you see on the side and the color that's in the bottle look completely different. Like this always happens. So like look, this is the color on the side, right? Like yes, it looks similar, but it's also a lot darker, and I feel like it looks a little bit more purple than the color on the bottle. So this one is definitely no, that is not going to match those tips. Like I don't know, that could be promising. Looks like we have a winner with 1318. Before we get started, I am going to prep my nails, so just give them a good file. Then I'm going to take the drill and I am going to, like, you know, file down the surface of the nails as well, because that combined with the dehydrator combined with a really good glue will make your nails stick for like a month. I've actually had a set last me 8 weeks, like a set that I did last 8 weeks. So I'm gonna throw on a little YouTube video and vibe. That's my favorite thing to do. I love doing girly dilly-dally things, throwing on a YouTube video and just relaxing. It's my favorite.
Welcome back to my channel, everyone's, because I wasn't reading too many every month. See that journey and how that affects him. When you do, the ending is very much
okay. Before I do the dehydrator and the primer, I'm going to cut my cuticles, which is always the most satisfying part. I don't know what it is, but my freaking cuticles grow so fast. For both my dehydrator and my primer, I use the Model 1 brand. So I do the primer first, then I'll do the dehydrator, because if you do the dehydrator first, it'll dry out your nail, which is what you want for the glue to stick really good, but then you put the primer on top of it, now your nail is right back wet. So I always do the primer first. Also, the primer is kind of sticky, so if you do the primer last and then you also try to do the glue is going to slip around a lot. Okay, now time to open up your nails and find a nail that fits on every finger. I am doing this today because we are actually going to Nashville this weekend. It's going to be me and Wade, and then my best friend asked if she could tag along, and I was like, of course. So it's going to be the 3 of us, and it just dawned on me that it's St. Patrick's Day weekend, so I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie, because I feel like it is going to be packed everywhere. But regardless, we are going to have a good time. So I hate when this happens, but I feel like none of these fit my nails perfectly, so it's not an issue. I'm just gonna have to do some filing once we get them on to shape them to the nail. I like to get them on my finger first and then file the sides down to fit my finger versus doing it before I put it on my finger, because then I feel like if I do it before I put it on my finger, I'm going to end up filing off too much of the nail and then it doesn't fit properly. So what I do, nail glue. I do not use the nail glue that comes with the tips because I have a preference. So this is the one I've been using lately. It is so freaking good. Super strong nail bond by NYK1 Professional. I also love how this glue has a brush so you can get it evenly coated. So I will first brush it on to the actual nail. So a thin layer on the nail, and then I will do a thin layer on my own nail. But I'm not putting it all over, okay? Because I'm gonna start the nail probably about up here. So you're just gonna put glue up there. You're not gonna put it on the bottom, because on the bottom is where we're gonna do that gel that is going to attach the nail to your actual nail. You'll see. Okay, the tip. Hold it in place until it is nice and secure. And I like to hold with force, okay? Yeah, that is on there good. But do you see what I mean by, like, I leave a space? So then before we drill down the base, I'm gonna take my nail file and I am going to file the sides until I feel like it is a perfect fit for my nail. And I also like to go ahead and like shape up the nail to my preferred shape, because sometimes these press-on nails can have like wonky shapes. Like these, for example, these don't really give all the way almond vibes to me. I feel like they're kind of wide on the bottom to be almond. So I'm gonna shape them up so I have the desired length and shape that I want. And once that's good, I just take my drill and we're gonna file until that is nice and smooth and it's blended in with my real nail.
And yeah, I enjoyed it. Then I ended up reading Sharp Heart by An Interesting Way. We're following this married couple, Lewis and Rand.
Gonna give it a good dust. And now we're taking out our lamp, because this is the step in which you're gonna be putting your gel base at the bottom, curing that, then your top coat, curing that, and then you're literally done. And that's why these types of tips are so freaking easy. I'm gonna do this finger on camera with y'all, and then I'm gonna go and do the rest off camera and I'll show you the final results. Okay, hopefully y'all can see what's going on here, but we're gonna take our base coat. Top coat, back in, and then you're done. Well, of course, don't forget your cuticle oil, actually, then you're done. I am not gonna lie to y'all. It is many hours later, like many hours later, and I ended up doing completely different nails than what I originally was gonna do. I know that I said I didn't want to do designs, I just wanted something simple. No, I ended up doing those first tips that I showed y'all. Hated them. First of all, the length was just really awkward, and the thing about those ombre ones is if I file them down too much, they are no longer ombre. They'll just straight up be like nude nails, and then it's like there's absolutely no point. So then I went in with these other ombre tips that I have from this brand Ahora, I think that's how it's pronounced. But this is what those tips looked like, and I didn't love the way that those looked on my nails either. Like the shape of those was really awkward, and then also the ombreing on there is not at all like my vibe. Like there's not enough white, it's just very pink. Like they kind of remind me of like aura nails, which I think is like the whole purpose. So then I was like, girly, what are you doing? Like, you know how to do your own freaking nails, just do your nails. So I decided to go ahead and do some spring nails, and these will last me probably a month, which is great because we have this trip coming up to Nashville this weekend, and then literally a month from today we have a trip to Chicago, so it'll be just in time for me to redo my nails for Chicago. But these are the nails. I did different designs on each hand. Well, it's like the same design, but you know, the color is switched, and I am absolutely obsessed. I'll give y'all like a different view so you can see them better, because I feel like it's not focusing well. Okay, a better view. So this is my left hand. Why did I have to think about which hand? But this is my left hand. So I did butter yellow, and then we have like a baby blue color, and then my right hand, of course, the baby blue and the butter yellow. So I just switched the colors on each hand. Okay, so now it is literally 2:14. I was gonna say 2 o'clock. It's not even 2 o'clock. It's 2:14. So what I'm gonna do before I begin the next part of my little glow up session, I'm gonna clean the house up a little bit because Wade will be home in like an hour and a half from work. So I want the house to go ahead and be clean for the night so I don't have to worry about that. I think for dinner tonight, I'm just gonna throw a pizza that we got from Costco in the oven because we've been meaning to try it. And then every single day this week, I've just cooked instead. Wow, these these little baby hairs look crazy. So I'm gonna get the house cleaned up really quickly, and I will probably get back with y'all at like 4 o'clock-ish, and we will do the rest of our glow up journey. I think I'm even gonna do something with my hair. Technically hair day is not until Thursday because that's when I do my washing, but I think I'm gonna do something with it because This is crazy. We're gonna go in and I am going to tone my hair, or tone my money pieces, shall I say, because it's only a couple strands of my hair. And I'm gonna dye my eyebrows. I always use men's beard dye to dye my eyebrows. I have been doing this since literally high school, y'all. We're gonna start with the hair. Now listen, my money pieces, I don't even know if you can tell on camera, but it's like this ash brown color, which is what I want. I didn't want to go completely like blonde yet because I want to do that in the summer. Wow, my hair. Tomorrow's hair wash day. It's fine. Everything's fine. If I wasn't going for a run tonight, I would wash it today, but it was kind of pointless when I'm going for a run. I guess I will have to do a quick little wash to get the toner out, but it's not going to be like my whole complete hair wash day routine. Anyways, I want to tone the brown pieces just to make them a little ashier. I love like a good ashy blonde, so that's what I'm going for. So I'm using the Wella toner. This is T27 to try to achieve that look. First, let me go and section the pieces off because I do not want to tone my black hair. Obviously, I want my black hair to stay black. So let me go and section off my pieces and then we will get to work. I look nuts. Okay, I have my little dish. You're supposed to do 1 part toner to 2 parts developer. I only have 30 developer, so we're just gonna leave it on for a little bit shorter than what I normally would because 30 is insane. You definitely don't want to leave 30 developer on your hair for an hour. I do not have gloves, which I literally just did my nails yesterday, so I am nervous to mess them up, but I have my little makeshift foils. I just take this. Swiping the product onto the foil first is like the easiest way to do this. Okay, I'm trying to avoid messing up my nails like the plague, because if I have to do these again, I might cry. Okay, now I just repeat that process until we make it to the other side. I'm gonna let these sit for like the next 15 minutes, then I'll wash it out and we'll do my eyebrows. I would do my eyebrows while this is sitting in, but I do not want to get caught up doing my eyebrows and then it's like, oh my god, I need to wash it out, and now I'm freaking out. So we'll do one thing at a time. I took the foils out. I feel like it got lighter, which was the point. I wanted it like a little bit lighter, a little bit ashier. Obviously, we will not know until I wash it completely out. So because I still plan on doing my complete hair wash routine tomorrow, because I plan on also blowing out my hair tomorrow and doing the whole 9 yards, giving myself a blowout before natural, blah, blah. I'm not gonna use all of the products I would normally use because again, I'm doing that tomorrow. So for today, I'm just gonna do the Matrix Food for Soft Hydrating Shampoo. And then whenever I do anything crazy to my hair, whether that's something like this, which this is actually my first time doing something like this, whether that's putting heat on it or obviously like today I'm toning it, I like to go in with this 5-minute strengthening hair mask. It has rosemary oil in it. It's by Camille Rose, and I really feel like this is very helpful. And then tomorrow I will do all of my K18 stuff. I just don't want to do my K18 products in the same day that I'm literally putting toner on my hair. I just feel like that is too much in one day. So we'll do the K18 wash and then the molecular hair repair mask tomorrow when I do my wash day routine. But I gotta get this out of my hair before it starts frying my hair off. I don't know if you can tell because obviously it's wet, so when it gets dry it's gonna be lighter, but it is definitely an ashier tone, which is what I wanted. But I can also definitely feel that my hair needs some type of conditioning treatment. So I'm gonna go in with the 5-minute strengthening hair mask. I'm gonna let it sit on while I do my brows. So it's definitely gonna be on for a little bit longer than 5 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna put this up and then we're gonna move on to our brows, which I'm gonna warn y'all up front, the brow situation looks nuts when you're doing it. It looks insane. And you also do want to make sure that you are putting Vaseline around your skin, because trust me, I've learned the hard way. Not that this stuff has like ever like stained my face, but it's kind of like stained my face. But you are able to like go in and kind of like scrub and it will come off. But I hate irritating my face like that, so I prefer not to scrub. Literally with the Vaseline, I just take it and just literally surround around my eyebrow. I also shaved my face earlier this week because if you don't know, I have PCOS. So I get really bad facial hair, especially around my mouth. I get it really bad on my, not really my chin, but I get like really bad ones on my neck. And then also my freaking eyebrows grow like crazy. But I think this time around, I might have shaved them down a little too thin. But it's okay, they will definitely grow back in like the next month, that is for sure. This is a new brand to me. I usually do this with the, is it Just for Men or something like that? I'm sure y'all know which brand I'm talking about, but I wanted to try this Good Line one, and I always do jet black. I always do jet black. Oh no, hopefully I have a spoolie because I like to do this with a spoolie. I don't think I've ever done it with the, I just feel like that's insane. Obviously it's not meant for eyebrows, it's meant for, you know, beard, mustache, so that's why it's this big, but I do like to use a spoolie when I do this. If I don't have one, it's fine. We can use the brush. I'm just gonna be really careful not to overdo it. And when I'm doing this, I don't need like the whole tube of this. So this will last me the entire year. I actually just ran out of the Just for Men's one that I had, but you just do equal parts developer, equal parts color. You just need like the smallest amount because you're literally just dyeing your eyebrow hairs. This is a pretty big tube. Like I'm feeling the product in here. This will probably last me for the rest of the year. I like to do this once a month, but sometimes if I'm feeling just like really adventurous, I'll do it twice a month. It really just depends on like what I have to do that month. And in the summertime, I will say I do tend to do it a little bit more frequently because there is something about like the summer, just like having your lashes done, having your brows done, your skin is even, because listen, even us black girls, we can sit out in the sun and we can get colored. Because listen, I'm telling y'all, that is one of my favorite things to do at the beach in the summer, is just sit in the sun and allow the sun to like kiss my skin basically, and then you have like this sun-kissed glow. I feel like in the winter my skin tone is the most uneven. Like right now I hate how uneven my skin looks. I feel like it looks dull, it doesn't look as lively as it usually is in the summer, and so that's why I'm so happy that the sun is finally starting to come back out, because I miss my color so much. Okay, I'm trying to be so careful with this because I don't have a spoolie. Hold on, let me go look in the mirror because this is gonna go really bad if I try to do this whole thing in my viewfinder. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, that was actually pretty easy with the brush. I'm not mad about it, and like I said, you did not need much at all. I still have a little bit left in here, honestly, so I probably could have done less, but I'm gonna let this sit. Let's see if the instructions are different than the other one I used. I'm gonna let this sit for about 8 minutes, and then I'm gonna hop in the shower. I'm gonna wash this off, wash the mask out of my hair, and fingers crossed the brows and the hair both turned out good, or I may cry. I'm just ready to get in that place where like I just feel really good about myself, and I realize the reason I don't feel good about myself is because I have not been doing a ton of self-care lately. I filmed this little like exit part of the video sitting outside of my patio, and then of course I go back to listen to it, and the wind made it virtually impossible to hear anything I was saying. But basically it literally took like 5 hours for my hair to dry, but it has dried, and I love this brown color. It's ashy, it is like the perfect brown, and I feel like it's not too much. What I was worried about was having so much of a contrast against my black hair that I would absolutely hate it. I feel like this brown shade is like the perfect contrast for my hair, and I cannot wait to see it blown out because I feel like it will look a little bit different when it's blown out, so I'm really excited about that. I also did my brows, which I love how much darker my brows look. I really enjoyed that brow dye that I used this time around. I feel like it didn't feel as harsh on my skin or on my brows as the Just for Men's one does, so I will probably continue to buy that brand to do it. But this is where I'm gonna end off the vlog. I am gonna do the rest of my prep for Nashville in a completely separate vlog because I will be vlogging our Nashville trip, and then, you know, like the process of us getting ready before we go, like our packing, some little last like maintenance things I do on myself before a trip, and of course us traveling to Nashville and what we do while we're there. I started this vlog a week ago. I think I told y'all, but I was just in such bad spirits. I don't want to call it seasonal depression per se, because I wouldn't say that I'm someone who gets like the standard seasonal depression like a lot of people see it. So whenever I hear people talk about seasonal depression, it's like either they are really depressed in the fall and the winter and then they thrive in the spring and summer, or they're really depressed in the spring and summer and they thrive in the fall and winter. But I'm not like that at all. I have time periods during like every single portion of the year where like mentally I'm just not doing well. So for me, those biggest chunks of time are right after Christmas has ended. And I wouldn't even say after Christmas has ended because my birthday is December 27th. And then I also am someone who really loves New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and that first like 2 weeks of January. I love that. I love the feeling of newness. I love the feeling of like recreating yourself. I'm someone who believes in like rebranding yourself every year. I do, or not necessarily like rebranding yourself per se, but maybe like taking the new year as an opportunity to better yourself and be an even better version of the person that you already love. So I don't really get like depressed right after Christmas ends. It more so starts creeping in for me like leading up to Valentine's Day and all the way until like the first week of April. The end of February and March are so hard for me and I really cannot figure out why. But then also in turn, I would say like beginning of July all the way until end of August are also really hard for me. Like I just do not love July. I do not love August. I always feel super depressed during those times. And then it's like as soon as September comes and there's like an ounce of a breeze in the air and there I see like one leaf fall, I'm like so excited about life again, and it's crazy. But those for me personally are like the seasonal times of year where my mood is like the most affected. So I really do feel like the reason I was feeling so down was just because it's like prime time of year for me to feel down. There's like nothing aside from like, you know, the struggles we already go through. So like with our infertility battle and just like the fact that already like I am bipolar, like I am clinically bipolar. I also have anxiety and depression. So already my mental health, like it's something that I have to take very seriously. But those are things that, you know, like I've been dealing with for years and I have coping mechanisms for those. So it wasn't really that I was like battling those really rough. Even with our infertility journey, I feel like lately I've been having some amazing coping skills where I don't center every thought I have around the fact that like I haven't gotten pregnant yet, or around the fact that like we're still struggling to conceive. I try to think about life in like different ways, because I feel like the first 2.5 years of us trying to conceive, that's all I could think about is like how I'm letting me down, I'm letting Wade down, I'm letting us both down. And he would have to be like, babe, like that's not true. Like you're not letting me down, you're not letting yourself down. Like be nicer to yourself. And it would always be so hard for me to be nicer to myself. But like the last 6 months, I've done really well at it. So it definitely wasn't that. I don't know what it was. Like I said, I just think it's the time of year that it is, if we're being honest. So it felt good to like get up this week. I got almost everything done that I said I was gonna get done. And my motto in life has always been, even if the only thing you get accomplished on your to-do list is that you got up at the time you said you were gonna get up and you tried, that is like the biggest accomplishment that you could have gave yourself. So don't be hard on yourself. Like small steps lead up to big outcomes, and that is something I have always lived by. I try not to beat myself up too much because like the world is already gonna beat you up enough. The least you could do is be kind to yourself. So I try to remind myself of that often, because it's definitely a reminder that like I also need. But I am gonna end this vlog off here, and the next time I see you guys, we will be getting ready for Nashville. I'm gonna start posting once a week over here on YouTube, because y'all know that I post almost every single day on my TikTok, on my Instagram, on my shorts. But I also really want to get into doing long form content, but I have found that if I try to post twice a week or every day, I just cannot do it. But once a week, I feel like it's that sweet spot where like I'm sharing my life with you guys and it's enjoyable for me and I don't feel so much pressure surrounding it. And this can literally just be like my video diary, because that's always been the biggest thing for me. One of the reasons I started posting on social media to begin with is I want to be able to like look back on memories. I am such like a memory, like sentimental person. Like I love being able to look back on our memories, which is one of the reasons why me and Wade actually went out. We bought a digital camera and we bought a Polaroid camera, because we want to get back into like the old-fashioned way of like documenting your memories. It hits me like every time I go to my mom's house and I see that she has just like stacks of photo albums, and I'm like, our generation just does not do that. Like we rely on everything being on these freaking phones, and it's just like our kids one day are going to want to sit through and like look at all the memories that we made before them, look at all the memories during their childhood. And what are we going to do? We're going to have to give them our phone and say, knock yourselves out, go through the photo albums. Meanwhile, there's like screenshots and different products we want to buy and memes also in the freaking album. So it's like I really want to make like a tangible physical photo album, like start that tradition and make one for every year. I think that is such a fun idea. So we got a digital camera and we got a Polaroid and we started documenting different things, and I think once a month we're gonna go through, put our pictures in, and reminisce on all the things, like even like the little mundane things. I love it. So I really wanted to start also documenting that over here on YouTube, because I think it's even more fun to be able to have like an archive of videos that we can also look back on. It's kind of like home videos, and I love that. But I will see you guys next week, and we will be in Nashville, so that'll be a good time. If nobody has told you this today, I just want you to know that you are important, you are special, and I love you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.